Insurance tip of the week brought to us by Brian Insurance, of course, and Sonia, your lovely bride, in the studio with us. Hi, Sonia.
Hi, good morning. How are y'all doing?
Heard y'all had a good time at the desk at Derek last night.
We did. The food was so good.
Was it?
It was. And the speaker was good, and the entertainment was great. And so it was a good evening, and I was glad Rick got to be there.
Sonia had to get up and speak last night.
Yeah,
How'd you do?
that part, I don't know. It was all right. I tried to just.
Why is it you do so well in the studio, but in front of people you're
I wasn't
just confident?
I don't know. I wasn't that nervous necessarily, but I know when I'm talking about, people probably don't care. They just want to go home, and so it just makes me want to hurry. And it's just I can't explain it. I'm crazy. I'm just crazy.
It's called overthinking
Yes.
situations.
Yes. Sonia, we're married to people that are a lot alike, and I think you and I probably have similar personalities. I look at people during speaking engagements, and I'm looking at their reaction. If their reaction isn't what I expected it to be, then it throws me off when I'm speaking, and I get off track. So,
see, when I'm speaking, I'm sitting there thinking, everybody in this room cannot wait to hear what I got to say.
is that how it is?
Exactly.
You've got such confidence.
Exactly.
Yeah, I wish I could be that way, but I just tried to keep it short. Said anyway. It's over now.
Yeah, it was fun. I got to go be the eye candy last night.
Oh, there you go. Did he clean up well?
He did. He even wore something to match what I was wearing, the same color.
Nice.
Yeah.
I wore my purple suit and vest.
Yeah.
Very
So
good.
it was cool. It was cool. So, well, I thought we would talk about flood insurance today.
Yes.
Definitely not to scare people into going out and purchasing flood insurance at all, but it's just something in our area. Most of the time, if not, well, in my experience, all the time, the only time people purchase it is if they have a mortgage that requires it.
Right.
And so, with everything that we're seeing, flood, the first thing I want to try to explain is the difference between your homeowners or your business owner's policy and a flood policy. And I'm talking in general terms. There's all sorts of different policies that are written, but generally, if you have water damage inside your home or your business, it has to have come from an opening in the roof or maybe a hot water heater type of thing, the damage that causes. So water that comes in from the outside in the roof, whether it's a leak or whatever, your really bad storm damage, that's usually covered on your homeowners or your business policy. But rising water is not, and that's where flood insurance comes in.
Really?
Yeah. So rising water is excluded on almost every property policy. There are a few where it is not, but typically it is. More than 20% of flood claims come out of properties that are outside of high-risk flood zones. So just, you may think you don't need it, but you might look into it and just think, because you're not in a place that's flooded, has not flooded before, doesn't mean it couldn't flood again. And the flood insurance will pay even if there's not a presidential disaster declaration. We see these devastation with the hurricanes and that kind of thing, but sometimes it floods and you don't even hear about it. But flood insurance is typically purchased from the government, but there's different insurance companies that have their own. It's called write your own. So you might have, say, an all-state flood policy or a traveler's flood policy. It's still going to be through the National Flood.
Uh-huh.
But another thing that's important to know is that unless you have a new mortgage, there's a 30-day waiting period if you buy flood insurance. So if you're thinking about that, you might talk to your insurance agent and get a quote just to see if it's something you might want to consider covering, because like I said, once the flood starts, it's too late to purchase insurance. So that's what I thought I'd just give a little tip about that today. So
Well, very good. I did have one question for you.
All
I
right.
saw when the hurricane went through North and South Carolina, a lot of dead animals and a lot of just havoc on all the equipment. Do y'all write policies for farm animals, or is that a different? Or can you insure an animal?
you
like
can,
that for
you can,
floods? Okay.
you can insure an animal. We don't do a lot of that here. We've insured racehorses. Some people, of course, insure their cows. We had somebody that wanted to. My favorite story about that is one of our clients wanted to insure a bull, and the underwriter asked me what they were going to do with the bull. And not, I was like, well, when a mama and daddy, kind of love each other very much. But
Is that how that works?
yeah, but seriously, but to answer your question, yes, you can. People don't usually insure their animals unless it's a big investment, financial investment. Right. But yes, you can buy insurance for your animals.
But like flood insurance.
Well, it wouldn't. Usually those policies have broader things that are covered. It probably wouldn't just be flood insurance. Okay. It would probably be a policy to cover specific things, and that would be one of them.
I know, like in that last hurricane that hit out there, one of the things we saw that there was a big hatchery that basically lost all their chickens, and then there was also a swine farm that lost all their swine. I mean, it could put you out of business in a heartbeat.
Yeah, it could. So.
All right. Well, thank you, Sonia.
Sure, yeah.
Appreciate you coming by again. This is Brian Insurance, our insurance tip of the week with Sonia Edwards. And how do we get a hold of you?
You can call us at 940-549-2525. Visit us second floor Sierra Bank Building in downtown Graham, or online at www.bryanins.com.